Welcome back, people. This is the next part of the Blackwell Legacy. Last time we had a little bit of trouble getting into our own apartment because the guy guarding the door didn't recognize us, but thankfully, after a quick trip to the park, we had one of our neighbors vouch for us and we befriended her in the process. And now, I could easily just chill at my home, but instead, we got an appointment with the doctor. But before we do that, I think it's gonna be for the best that we take a good look at Rose's apartment.
That's Griff, the PI bear. I've had him as long as I can remember. He's in horrible shape, but I don't have the heart to throw him away.
That's nice. What do you have here?
Just some old book review clippings. My computer. It's a bit old, but it lets me access the internet and do my writing.
Very nice. I know what it is like. I am no stranger to having all the very basic PCs and using them to the max.
This is the only living plant I own. I bought it 2 years ago. It's still living despite my total lack of care.
Looks like there is...
This TV was here when I moved in.
Yeah. There's a photograph. Let's take a look.
It's a photograph of Auntie Lauren and me. Auntie Lauren. She took care of me after my parents died. For most of my life, Auntie Lauren was a vegetable, slowly rotting away in a hospital bed. I don't remember what she was like before that. This picture is all I have to go by. It's me. I look scared out of my mind. I don't remember when this picture was taken, but I look about 4 or 5 years old.
That's kind of sad, isn't it? Like somebody adopts you, they're in to just take care of you, but then they got into this weird situation where they're in a coma and then they just die. Yeah. What do you have here?
It's fake, but kinda pretty. Out of sight, out of mind. Just a standard stove oven combo. Cook. Why bother when every Chinese restaurant in the area delivers?
Oh man.
Out of sight?
Alright, I think I have seen quite enough.
That leads to my bedroom. It's an oversized closet, but it suits me fine.
Alright, now that we had a small tour of Rose's apartment, I think it is only fair that we go to the hospital, see what the doctor has to say. Alright. Literally got nothing else to do, so let's just go. Yeah, flickering lights, I gotta love those.
Some kind of motivational poster. I'm not stealing stuff from the hospital.
I do enjoy how in most adventure games they have like this feature where your character will make a comment on nearly everything you click on, so...
It says that this floor is undergoing renovations. That explains a lot.
Alright, let's have a talk with the guard.
What's with the lights?
Hey, old buildings, you know? Always got problems. If the plumbing ain't broken, the lights are on the blink. It's giving me a headache, let me tell you.
Did you have contact with Lauren Blackwell while she was here?
Nope. Doesn't ring a bell. She was in temporary care?
No, she was in long-term.
That's a whole different floor. This is the floor for temp patients.
I see.
We could ask some more, but let's just get to the chase.
I'm here to see Dr. Quentin.
Uh-huh. Is he expecting you?
I've got this letter right here.
Okay, looks legit. Go right in. His
All
name's
right.
on the door, you can't miss it.
Thanks.
Come in.
Dr. Quentin?
Yes.
I'm Rosangela Blackwell.
Oh, hello. Come in, come in. You got my letter, I trust.
Yes, I did.
Good, good. My condolences on the loss of your mother.
Let's be polite.
Thanks, but she was my aunt, not my mother.
Ah, quite right, quite right.
So you wanted to talk to me about something?
Yes, I did. But before we go into that, how are you holding up?
Let's see. I could complain about my day, but that is not something I will do. Like, I don't know how to put it. Let's go with the expected response.
I'm fine.
That's good to hear. You received the ashes?
Yes, I scattered them this morning.
I imagine you must miss her.
Let's be honest.
To be honest, I'm not sure what to feel. It's not like I knew her, or even remember her from before. She's like a stranger.
So why did you make it a point of visiting her all those years?
I could be rude, nah. Let's just go with family because Rosa did make a point that she had no one else.
She was the only family I had. I guess I felt an obligation, like I had to.
And now that you don't have to?
What do you want me to say? Auntie's dead, life goes on.
So you'll just keep living, is that it?
Yes.
Keep writing your little book reviews in the paper, right?
You know about those?
It's hardly a secret. A number of the staff have read them, yes.
I didn't think a West Village paper would interest anyone up here.
I have to be honest, Miss Blackwell. The staff read them because they were more interested in you.
Let's get a little bit defensive because, or maybe paranoid because why are they interested in me?
That's really creepy, Dr. Quentin.
Their intentions were purely benign, I assure you. It was your aunt they were primarily interested in. They wanted to know more about her family, and you proved to be, shall we say, less than eager to comply?
That's their problem.
Indeed. It was your choice to make. Your aunt was an interesting case, and now that she's gone, I was hoping you'd be more forthcoming with me. Just an informal chat. We can discuss her condition, and yours too, of course.
That's pretty funny. Rosa really seems like not a very social person. Like some of her comments are indeed very bitchy. Anyways, we can ask about Lauren or about our own condition. Let's just go on Lauren because she simply died.
You never could find out what was wrong with her, huh?
No, we didn't. But she still remains a fascinating case.
Fascinating. I don't understand.
Forgive me, I speak from a purely professional perspective. I didn't know your aunt personally.
Neither did I, but fascinating?
It might come as a surprise to you, but yes.
But she was practically catatonic. All she did was lie there for 20 years. She'd sometimes twitch or mumble something incoherent, but I wouldn't call that fascinating.
Well, as you know, she wasn't exactly catatonic. We kept her sedated.
Right, she had outbursts.
Yes, and we had to sedate her heavily to keep her calm, especially in preparation for your visits.
What are you trying to say?
Miss Blackwell, we are not a nursing home. We're not content to merely keep a patient comfortable. We are, after all, in the healing profession. We were trying to heal your aunt, and to do that, we had to speak to her.
Wait, you spoke to Auntie.
We tried to.
Did she answer back?
After a fashion, yes.
Alright, let's ask about her words.
If Auntie spoke, why wasn't I told?
Miss Blackwell, do you remember what brought your aunt here in the first place? Her screaming, her hitting herself?
I was only 5 years old at the time, but I kind of remember.
In order to prevent her from doing harm to herself or to others, we were forced to sedate her. When we limited her medication, she simply reverted to her former state. Her natural state, I'm sorry to add.
What did Auntie say?
Nothing that made any sense. But one thing was clear. She was in great pain.
Pain? What kind of pain?
It's difficult to say, but it was immense.
How immense?
When we reduced her medication, the transformation was dramatic. Her eyes flew open, she thrashed, her screams. Well, we had to gag her eventually.
My God.
I know.
Did she still feel it when she was sedated?
We don't know. There's no way of knowing.
25 years.
I know.
Poor Auntie.
That is a harsh way to go, I gotta say. But it also serves for the tone of this game. After all, keep in mind, this game is about ghosts. But now let's go ahead and ask about our own condition.
Wait, what do you mean by my condition?
Hereditary dementia is my specialty, Miss Blackwell. And in my opinion, there is significant cause for concern.
Sorry, did you say hereditary?
Yes, 2 generations. Your aunt and your grandmother before her.
My grandmother?
Yes, Patricia, I think her name was, right?
I never knew my grandmother. Auntie Lauren was it. There was nobody else. She couldn't exactly provide me with a family history.
Oh, I see. I had no idea.
Well, maybe you should have. Did anyone else come in to visit her besides me?
No, you are correct. I should have read the family history more carefully. I do apologize. I just assumed. Well, never mind. It doesn't change the fact that you should be concerned as well.
Go on.
Patricia Blackwell suffered her mental collapse at the age of 55. Lauren Blackwell underwent hers at the age of 40.
What are you saying? That the same thing is going to happen to me?
No, I'm saying that there is significant cause for concern.
Wow. And now looks like she's gonna be suffering the same fate. That is not... that isn't exactly uplifting, especially after knowing just how much pain your previous relative went through. Either way, let's go ahead and ask about grandmother's condition.
So, I had a grandmother.
Apparently so.
How do you know about her?
It was in your aunt's case history when she was brought to us. Patricia Blackwell's symptoms were the same, word for word. Patricia's case was severe, and she was young, but it was chalked up to being an ordinary case of dementia. Until
Until it struck her daughter.
Until 20 years later, when it struck her daughter, yes.
It seems impossible.
Perhaps it's genetic, but we've detected no abnormality.
Well, we could ask about the future or about links. Let's ask about links first.
You couldn't find any other link between the two cases.
None, aside from the family connection. And a name.
A name? What name?
The documentation we had on your grandmother is minimal, but there was one interesting item noted. During her more lucid moments, she uttered the name Joey. Your aunt, too, would cry out that name on occasion.
Joey?
Yes.
Who's Joey?
We've been wondering the same thing for 25 years.
Alright, now we ask about the future, and that is going to be it.
So what should I do?
Right now, nothing. This type of thing is unprecedented. There is no procedure to go through, no medication I can give you. I just want you to be aware, is all. And come talk to me if, well, there's any concern.
Alright, that is it.
Is there anything else you need to tell me before I go?
Your aunt had some personal effects in storage. As the next of kin, you're the beneficiary. It's just a folder, some documents and so on. It's being sent to your address via messenger.
Oh, well, thanks for that.
It's no problem at all. Goodbye, Miss Blackwell. My schedule is fairly open now, so feel free to drop in anytime. I'm always happy to discuss my favorite patient.
Sure.
Alright, that was a nice conversation. We got to know a little bit more about her. And now, let's go back home. And what do you know? The envelope is here.
Looks like it's from Bellevue.
Alright, let's take a look at what they had in it. Oh, there you go. Alright, looks like, oh my god, 25 pages. There is a lot of reading to be doing here. I do see how this kind of thing can be frustrating, but then again, this is the first game in the series, so I guess a lot of world building was necessary. But trust me, this is probably going to be worth it. So, let's begin our reading. September 3rd, 1960s. Dear Lauren, So you have been an NYU for 2 weeks now and have not called. I am sure things are busy in the Big Apple, but don't forget the family you left behind. Things back home are well. Jack starts high school on Monday, so he's a bit nervous. You know how he gets. Be sure to write him a letter. He misses his big sister. I admit I am still a bit nervous about Joe living in New York all by yourself. You are carrying your ID with you when you go out like I asked? You know me, just being a mom. Somebody has to keep your head on straight, kid. As your dad will say, and remember that you have a family back home that misses you. Love you, Mom, and Dad, and Jack. Oh wow, that's when Lauren first made it into the city. And we will move forward to October 17. Hello sis, I am writing this on my new St. Clair Model XB. Mom says that improving my handwriting is a lost cause, so she got me this. Keen, huh? I have... oh, that's a nice detail, I like it. I've already typed up a few stories on it and in this letter. I can't type for long because that says the noise drives him up the freaking wall. What does he know? So, how's life in the big bad city? Troy is dead boring as usual. Why'd you have to go to college, huh? There's nobody to talk to in this dump anymore. See you on Thanksgiving. Jacko. And now for December 5th. Well, Thanksgiving has come and gone, and so have you. In just 2 short months, I can already see you enrolling into a capable young woman. Evolving, my bad. You have outgrown this small town, Lauren. That much is obvious. Jack will be following your steps soon, I am sure. Visiting you in New York is all he talks about. Speaking of Jack, I know you are worried about him. We all are, but don't feel that it's your responsibility. You are his sister and you love him, but he has to learn to live without you eventually. You are growing up, let him grow up too. Till Christmas, love. Mom and Dad and Jack. Everything is looking up with them, isn't it? Now we move to September 1961. Wow. Lauren, can you keep a secret? I don't want to say this over the phone in case Mom and Dad are over here. Mom's been acting odd lately. It started a few days after you went back to New York. She was dragging me shopping when she suddenly screamed and fainted. She was pointing at the corner of the room, but there was nothing there. We brought her to the hospital and she says she's fine now, but she's been very on edge paranoid. It's hard to explain. That's no help. Can you call and try to cheer her up? She won't listen to me. Just don't tell her about this letter. Just hope she's okay. Jacko. Yeah, this is the thing that the doctor was telling us, that the mom is starting to go a little bit crazy. And now November 13. Lauren, you seem concerned after our last phone call. I just wanted to write and reassure you that everything is fine. Let us know when you are coming home again for Thanksgiving. With love, Mom and Dad and Jack. But we move on to December. Dear sis, Mom is getting worse. You said it best during Thanksgiving. It's like somebody is watching over her shoulder. Paranoia. She sits by herself for hours, pretending to read when it's obvious she isn't. Lately, she's been covering her ears as if to keep out a sound and closing her eyes tight. That's losing patience with her. He's convinced she lost her mind, and I'm starting to agree. She refuses to get any kind of help. Why can't she see that there is a problem? This isn't normal. Not normal at all. Why can't she see that? I hate to admit it, but I'm kinda scared for her. I don't know what to do, Jack. Yeah, things are starting to get worse here. And we move to February, 2 years later now. Lauren, he has a name. Mom locked herself in the bathroom this morning. She sounded like she was talking to herself in there. Well, not to herself. It was like there was somebody else there, but there wasn't. I listened. I couldn't understand, but she did say the name Joey. I asked her later who Joey was and she got really scared. Then she got angry and said, if you know what's good for you, never mention that name again. This could be the key. If we find out who Joey is, maybe we can save her. Maybe, but we kinda know how this story ends. And we move 2 months later. Well, it's done. The final papers have been signed. It hurt a lot, but it had to be done. Mom has now been committed to a mental ward. I have to say I am relieved. I know how you feel about it, but you weren't there. You didn't come home to see her screaming and tear her hair out, running around the house, knocking down everything in her way. Cuts were all over her face and the house was practically destroyed. I was so shocked I just closed the door and waited outside for Dad to come home. It was awful. She clawed at him, clawed at his face, and drew blood. It will haunt my dreams for the rest of my life. Thanks for coming out, Lauren. I don't think Dad and I could handle it on our own. She kind of drained us, you know. Can I come to New York and visit? I need to get away for a while, Jack. Yeah, things got really depressing here. Let's see now. Congratulations, summa cum laude. I always knew you were a smarty pants, sis. Now you got the documentation to prove it. Thanks again for letting me stay at your place for the weekend. It was just like old times, except you weren't smoking then. New York is an amazing city, and Columbia has a great campus. I can't wait to move down there in September, but until then I got to deal with our grumpy old man. He's insufferable as always. Ever since Mom, he's been kinda hard to talk to and very hard on me. I should tell him you're smoking now, maybe he'll concentrate on you for once. See you again soon. Wow. Okay, so this is from 62 to 65, so 3 years passed and the relationship with the family didn't really go any better after the episode with the mom. That is rather sad. And now we move 2 years later. Wow. It's happened, Lauren, just like you eventually said it would. I'm in love. Her name is Maria. She's from Italy and we met in statistics class. She asked if she could copy my notes because her hand was tired. We ended up having lunch and we've been inseparable ever since. She's incredible. She's got the most amazing red hair and I want you to meet her. I'll come by soon. So, I think it is obvious by now that this is Rosa's father and this is how he met her mother. And now we move 3 years later. This is moving forward fast. And now look at this. Lorna, you are right. Ever since Mom's funeral, you've been hard to reach. I know it's been hard on us, but it's been 6 months. I tried calling, but you never answer. I came by the other day, but you didn't open the door. I knew you were there, Lauren. I could hear you. I risked using the spare key you gave me, but you changed the lock. Come for dinner from Christmas Eve. Maria is a great cook. We won't ask any questions. Just come. Mom might be gone, but we're still here. I miss my big sister, Jack. I think we know where this is going. December 28. Lauren, who is Joey? I went over last week to give you a Christmas gift. You didn't answer the door, but I heard you're talking to somebody named Joey. Is it a boyfriend? Are you seeing a man named Joey? Is that why you dropped off the map, or is it something else? I don't think I need to tell you what. For God's sake, talk to me. So Lauren ended up distancing herself from her family. That might explain just why Rosa didn't really have anybody to come to, but then again, both her parents were dead by then, so yeah. And we move from 70 to 71, 1 year later. Lauren, I know you're annoyed, but I'm not sorry. I didn't want to do it, but you left no choice. Hiring a private detective to follow you was the only option left. He told me some odd things. You won't talk to me, but you'll talk to total strangers. You'll go to every far corner of the city at the strangest hours, and you talk to yourself when you think you're alone. Don't deny it. He heard it, and so did I. Not that any of it made any sense. That alone is disturbing. Enough. But then he saw you collapse. You were all alone in some obscure part in the Bronx. When you just fainted. He was about to call an ambulance, but then he saw you get up again and walk off like nothing happened. You were always there for me for growing up. Don't shut me out, sis. Let me be there for you, Jack. Wow. And then... oh wow, Lauren actually replied, huh? Jacob, please stay away. Don't worry about me. There are things that need to be done, and I am the only one who can do them. Don't ask me to explain. All I can say is that I understand her mother more than ever. She was never crazy, Jacob. Trust me on this. And take some comfort in it. You've grown up and you've grown tough, and you don't need anyone to fight your battles anymore. You don't need me, but I'll always be your big sister, Lauren. So, yeah, I think I'm repeating myself here, but you guys know where this is going to, huh? I am returning your letter because I refuse to accept it. No, you don't need to fight my battles. I'm not 14 years old anymore, but we are still family. And that's important, especially now that Dad has died. Look, obviously you have something going on and that is fine. I don't have to be involved and you don't want me to. But I still want you involved in my life. Maria and I are getting married in November. You are coming. No stupid excuses. Okay, so this was... Oh yeah, this one didn't have any date on it, so yeah. And we move on to November. Alright. Greetings from Greece. If there were any words to describe the beauty of this place, I still wouldn't do it justice. A perfect spot for a honeymoon. Things have been busy as you can imagine, but I wanted to quickly write to you and say that I'm glad you made the wedding. Of course, I'm still worried about you, but somebody has to be. You take care and stay in touch. So she did make it to the wedding, huh? Well, let's see if anything gets any better.
There are some pictures stuck to the back of this letter.
Oh, nice. We got more. Dear Aunt Lauren, yes, you're an aunt. I'm a dad. Maria gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. We named her Rose Angela. There you go. Our protagonist has been born. 1976, huh? After Maria's grandmother. She's so quiet, she hardly cries at all. I'm all set to spoil her rotten, but Maria says to take it easy. She looks just like her mother, and then there's a bit of you in her eyes too. I'm mom and dad. Everything our family has or will be, this child is it. Life is changing so fast. I just want to hold on to this tiny creature and never let go. The future is an exciting place, and I have everything I could ever want. I don't want anything to change, ever. And then he dies. Yeah. Dear Miss Blackwell, it is indeed within your legal rights to take custody of your 5-year-old niece. With the death of her parents, you are the only believing relative. Please contact our office and we will start the necessary paperwork. Sincerely, John Durkin. The same man that we just talked to. So, this was a depressing read. Between the family going from happy to completely destroyed. Oh, nice. I better answer the phone.
Hello?
Rosangelina, hi.
Hi, Bob.
Thanks so much for submitting your last review on time. For once.
Yeah.
I've got a little assignment for you today.
Assignment?
Human interest, Blackwell. Suicide. College girl named Joanne Sherman.
That's awful, but...
You know the Brittany house, the NYU dorm?
Yes, but...
Speak to some people on her floor. Get a word in with the roommate.
Listen.
Speak to the RA too, and hey, see if you can score a picture of the girl.
But I don't do that stuff. I write book reviews.
Versatility. Time to get out of your comfort zone. Jeremy's over at City Hall covering that strike, so you are it. Get cracking.
I hate him so much. Is freelancing for that stupid paper even worth it? Well, I guess it keeps me writing, but... Oh, whatever. I'll just go over there and get it done. It's not like I don't have enough death in my life right now. Maybe this isn't a bad thing. It's like being a real reporter. Sort of. My old notepad should come in handy for this.
Alright, we now have notes and... Oh, there we go. You can now use Rose's notebook. To access the notebook, move the cursor to the top of the screen and activate the inventory bar and then click the notes. Alright. So yeah, I was going to say that... Wow. It really is depressing how they went from a happy family to completely crushed, and then eventually the same thing happened to Lauren. And then just when things are looking up, both of Rose's parents die, and then we have that other incident of Lauren becoming catatonic, and wow, that is dark. That is really dark. I know it was a frustrating thing, you know, like to read all the backstory, but like I said, this was probably the only way the developer could start building up the world for this series, because there's like 5 games in here. But yeah, looks like now we have an assignment to do. Got some reporting to do, so we better go over there. Oh, but first, let's take a look at the photograph.
That's definitely Auntie Lauren. She's looking at something off camera. I wonder what it was. I assume that's my mother. She sort of looks like me, I guess. Other than that, she's a total stranger. Is that my dad? He looks so young. I always pictured my dad as being older.
Yeah, kinda sad she never got to meet him. How about you? Anything else? Nothing. Alright. So, yeah. I guess you could say we done quite some progress. We now learned the entire backstory of Lauren and Rosa, and now we got our next assignment. We got to investigate a suicide case. Because, it couldn't be any more depressing with all the tragic backstories and the fact that Rosa just finished spreading the ashes of her dead aunt, so we kinda got our job cut out for ourselves there. Are we gonna have a success interviewing the people at the university, or are we gonna end up in a dead end and Bob is gonna be mad at us? I guess that is something we're gonna have to find out in the next one.